Hello, everyone, and welcome to Syracuse University's 2020 Orange Central. We are pleased you are joining us to learn more about what's happening at Syracuse University in support of our veteran and military community. We wish the circumstances were different and that we could host you in person to celebrate your class reunion and your homecoming weekend on campus. I'm Charlie Pogue. I'm a proud United States Marine Corps veteran, president of the Student Veterans Organization, and a senior studying at the S.I. Newhouse School of Public Communications. I will be your moderator for today. It is my great honor and pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Michael Haney, Syracuse University's Vice Chancellor for Strategic Initiatives and Innovation, and the Executive Director and founder of the Institute for Veterans and Military Families, the IVMF. Dr. Haney arrived at Syracuse University in 2006 after serving 14 years as an active duty officer in the United States Air Force. He created the Entrepreneurship Bootcamp for Veterans with Disabilities program at the Whitman School of Management, an initiative designed to empower military veterans through entrepreneurship. Dr. Haney later went on to launch the Institute for Veterans and Military Families at Syracuse University in 2011, the nation's first interdisciplinary academic institute focused on empowering service members, veterans, and their families to thrive after service through its 11 national training programs and community-based care networks, all supported by research and analytics that inform the narrative around challenges and opportunities for this population. In 2015, as part of the Chancellor's initiative to make Syracuse University the best place for veterans, Dr. Haney was instrumental in establishing the university's Office of Veteran and Military Affairs, the single point of entry and the university's front door for all things supporting our military-connected students' academic and post-graduation success. Dr. Haney earned a doctorate in entrepreneurship and business strategy from the University of Colorado at Boulder, and his academic research has been published in many of the world's leading entrepreneurship and business journals. Please join me in welcoming Vice Chancellor Dr. Michael Haney.
Thank you, Charlie, and thank you for hosting this Orange Central virtual experience. Welcome everyone joining us today, and a special shout out to the class of 1970 who are celebrating their 50th graduation year. I echo Charlie in welcoming all of you to campus, and of course, I mean welcoming you this year to campus virtually. Of course, the COVID-19 health emergency has broad implications for our university. I'm so proud of our students and faculty and staff for the resilience and the grit they've demonstrated over the past 8 months. I'm confident that Syracuse University will emerge from the COVID crisis and thrive. I believe that for all that's been difficult about this experience, one of the unanticipated consequences will be that we will emerge more connected and more committed to all that it means to be one Orange community, one Orange family. So now, on to a story that I hope will make you all proud. Our university has an historic legacy of service to those who have worn the cloth of our nation, most notably in the period following World War II. It's also true that at various times throughout our history, the institution's actions haven't always honored that legacy, as some military-connected members of the class of 1970 have shared with me. At the same time, I can say that today, with confidence and pride, that our university's present-day story of service to those who have served or who will serve in the future is without parallel in higher education. It's the story of our past informing our future, and who better than to help us tell that than one of our present-day student veterans. Thank you for joining us today, and Charlie, take it away.
Founded in 1870, Syracuse University has spent much of its 150-year history celebrating and honoring military service members, veterans, and their families. Syracuse University's commitment to veterans and military students dates back as far as World War I, when the Student Army Training Corps, or SATC, was established in the summer of 1918. Due to the armistice, the SATC was demobilized in December of 1918. But it is estimated that over 1,000 men received training at Syracuse University during the months the SATC existed. Following World War II, Chancellor William Pearson Tully recognized the role higher education could play in the advancing of our nation's returning veterans. In 1944, Chancellor Tully announced Syracuse University's Uniform Admissions Program, which ensured all military veterans admission into Syracuse University upon return from war. Between 1946 and 1947, known as the GI Bulge, Syracuse University admitted 9,464 veterans, almost tripling the university's enrollment overnight. Today, Syracuse University is home to many military-connected programs and initiatives, including the longest consecutively running Army ROTC program in the country, Air Force ROTC, the Defense Comptrollership Program, the Military Visual Journalism Program, National Security Studies, and the Wall Family Veteran Legal Clinic. The university's connection to those who have served our nation is so embedded in the student experience that beginning this year, every incoming freshman and transfer student is enrolled in the SEM 100 class, an orientation class designed to create thought-provoking discourse around topics relative to race, identity, inclusion, and social equity. Included this year is a segment on the university's proud history supporting veterans and their families. I'm pleased to share that with you now.
Syracuse University has a proud legacy of supporting our U.S. military veterans, a fact reflected as Military Times recently ranked SU as the #1 private school in its annual Best for Vets rankings.
Although my wife and I are both proud graduates of Syracuse University, we did not meet each other until a chance encounter while stationed together in South Korea. The Orange Network is global, and we have experienced firsthand the power of the vital pledge Syracuse has made to its military-connected families.
Syracuse University's enduring commitment to veteran and military-connected students spans more than 100 years. Now the longest continuously running U.S. Army Reserve Officer Training Corps program in the country, Syracuse University's ROTC programs were born during World War I with over 1,200 students signing up to simultaneously take college courses while training to serve. I am honored to be a part of that esteemed history, having been a ROTC scholar during my own time at Syracuse.
In the aftermath of World War II, then Chancellor William Pearson Tully was tapped by President Franklin D. Roosevelt to help create the influential GI Bill of Rights. The bill passed in 1944, and Tully opened the university's doors to all veterans, men and women, wanting to pursue a degree. Almost immediately, the student body tripled in size with roughly 9,000 veterans hitting the books. The GI Bulge packed classes, and 900 temporary Quonset huts, barracks, and trailers sprung up on campus.
We have the capacity, we have the opportunity to be the best in the world at providing opportunity and empowerment to the veterans of our armed forces and their families.
Today, when taking off the uniform and stepping onto a college campus, most veterans join academic communities as non-traditional students. They must adapt to a less structured campus environment, new ways of learning, and the dynamics of being older students, often balancing work, families, and other responsibilities. To address such challenges, Syracuse University created numerous resources and support systems housed under the Office of Veteran and Military Affairs, all designed to help veterans, military-connected students, and their families succeed.
The university is also home to the National Institute for Veterans and Military Families. Founded in partnership with J.P. Morgan Chase, the Institute offers research and programming focusing on social, economic, educational, and policy issues impacting the veteran and military community.
And signifying the university's unwavering commitment to veterans, SU recently opened the National Veterans Resource Center, or NVRC, at the Daniel and Gail Daniello Building. The first of its kind multi-use facility is dedicated to advancing the academic, social, and wellness concerns of the nation's veterans and their families.
The NVRC serves as the center of veteran life on campus and helps solidify Syracuse as the nation's hub of research and programming for the men and women who serve our country with honor. The impact extends beyond the veteran community as the NVRC welcomes all students into our worldwide Orange family.
I hope you have enjoyed the SEM 100 video, and I believe that video provides you a nice, holistic picture of the full story behind the university's commitment to those who have served, and it brings us right up to today in the new National Veterans Resource Center, the Daniel and Gail Daniello building. However, before we give you a look at the NVRC, we would be remiss if we didn't recognize a special Syracuse University class, and that is the class of 1970, celebrating their 50-year reunion this Orange Central. In the 104-year history of the Syracuse University's ROTC, there have been only 2 years when commissioning was not held in person and on campus. The first time ROTC commissioning was held at Hancock Field in 1970, and the second was the class of 2020, who were not able to have an in-person ceremony due to the COVID-19 global pandemic. Here, you will see some of the wonderful photos from the class of 1970, along with some from the class of 2020, photos from their at-home virtual commissioning ceremonies. In May of 1970, a student-run Syracuse University strike committee occupied campus and barricaded campus facilities. At that time, student strikes were occurring across the country because of the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War. The strike at Syracuse was not violent, but classes were nevertheless suspended for 3 days in early May. The university took the precaution of bringing in additional security when classes resumed. Considering all this, it seems likely the decision to move the ceremony off campus was due to safety concerns and abundance of caution. We were fortunate to speak to several members of the class of 1970 who shared their thoughts with us as they reflected on their time at Syracuse. I am so glad we were able to share both of those important ceremonies with you here today. We've shared our important history with you thus far, but now let's shift to share some highlights with you about our current day story. The Office of Veteran and Military Affairs, or OVMA, serves as a Syracuse University's single point of entry for all veteran and military-related programs and initiatives. It collaborates and coordinates with the university community and stakeholders to best serve veterans, military-connected students, and military family members who are students or employees at Syracuse University. The OVMA focuses on education, employment, programs, and creating campus culture by offering a diverse range of programming, support, and resources specifically focused on our student veterans and their families. OVMA seeks to make the Syracuse University campus feel more veteran-friendly and relevant for every student veteran. In fact, Syracuse University has been named the #1 private school for veterans for the last 2 years and is consistently ranked among the top 10 among all universities who support veterans. I mentioned the IVMF at the beginning of this, and its work across the country empowering veterans and their families in their post-service lives is a cornerstone of the university's commitment to those who have served. Funded through the generosity of donors, the IVMF is a grant and gift-funded organization supporting veterans, service members, and their families during their post-service lives. The training programs, which impact more than 25,000 veterans and family members annually, are offered mainly free of charge, thanks in large part to the generosity of donors and corporate sponsors. I'd like to share 2 videos with you that explain why the IVMF exists and how it serves transitioning service members, veterans, and their families across the U.S. as they transition back into civilian life after service.
What defines the story of a military service member?
I'm strong. I'm courageous. I'm disciplined. I'm resilient. Why is it now I feel invisible?
There's one mission we don't realize might be their hardest: returning to a life after service. It's then they must figure out how to jump back into a world that is carried on while they were away. Away from families, away from friends, away from community. Making the transition can be a challenge when it shouldn't be. The thing is, those who've served in the military return with valuable skills, unique experiences, and a desire to put them to work in service to others. But desire alone is not enough. Now it's our turn to welcome them to communities, to schools, to careers. To celebrate and recognize their valuable skills and life experiences that make us all better, belonging, thriving, leading. Syracuse University's Institute for Veterans and Military Families believes this is more than our moral obligation. It's an opportunity. IVMF's programs and research work to open doors, lead the way, and aid in transition to a successful, impactful life after service. Join the enduring commitment of Syracuse University and the tens of thousands of veterans in the IVMF family by connecting those feeling disconnected after service. It's time to recognize our part in their story. Let's do more, better, together. Transition from the military to civilian world can be a challenge. That's why Syracuse University's Institute for Veterans and Military Families was created, to position veterans, transitioning service members, and their families for success after service. Whether you want to own your own business, find your next career, reestablish a home base, or pursue a degree, we're here to help you. So are you ready for the challenge of running your own business? Both perseverance and discipline translate well from military service to business ownership. Whether you're formulating a business idea and need direction on where to start, or maybe you're ready for growth or looking to network with other companies, IVMF's arsenal of national training programs and free resources will arm you for success. Maybe you're eager to leverage your valuable military skills for your next career in the civilian world. Available in military communities nationwide, both in person and online, IVMF's Onward to Opportunity program provides no-cost career prep, training, and support. Professional career certifications offer a gateway to employment to nearly 1,000 employers. Do you feel like you're wading through the maze of organizations helping in your community? As you re-enter, America Serves community-based coordination services can deliver the support you need by connecting you to the best local providers in your community in the shortest amount of time. What if you're looking to set yourself up for success with a degree or academic credential? From the moment you start a journey with Syracuse University, you are embraced by the university's long-standing commitment to being the best place for veterans. Syracuse University is eager to help you reach your academic goals. And here's the thing, IVMF exists to help you. From the start of your application to long after program or degree completion, we'll provide ongoing support so you can put your new network, university resources, and partnerships to work for you. So far, we've impacted over 150,000 veterans, service members, and their families with programming and countless more with our research. We're committed to helping you get transition and beyond right. So no matter your challenge, we stand ready to serve you.
Both the IVMF and the OVMA, along with a whole host of other university departments, all focused on serving our military-connected populations, now reside in the new National Veterans Resource Center, also known as the NVRC. I'm excited to give you a glimpse into this beautiful new facility that is the symbolic representation of the university's enduring commitment to those who have served. I hope that gives you a great sense of pride for your university's strong history and its clear vision for the future. We will share the full virtual tour with you in early 2021 as the rest of the building displays and areas are completed. Thank you very much for allowing me to host you through this amazing history and joining us today. If you would have any questions or would like to get involved, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Back over to you, Vice Chancellor Haney.
Thank you, Charlie. You've been a great host, and I'm so pleased we were able to recognize the class of 1970 as part of our Orange Central celebration. I'm also glad that you got a glimpse into the NVRC and understand a little bit better about what it represents to our Orange Nation. I'm hoping sooner rather than later we'll be able to have you here to enjoy a tour in person. But until then, stay safe. Thanks again for joining us, and thank you for making Syracuse University the best place for veterans.